Hello and welcome to today's tutorial. In today's tutorial, I want us to look at how you can be able to create the computer project for this year, that is year 2024. And this video is good for those doing Kcse project, that is in Kenya, and also for teachers guiding the student on how to do this project, and also for anyone who is interested in knowing how you can be able to create the access on any database management system from given instructions. So what you're supposed to do as a student or as a teacher, you're supposed to read the instruction that you have in your paper. And the first requirement that you should have is a database management system. The paper does not specify which one to use, but for your own good or for uniformity, use Microsoft Kcse because that is what is taught in Form 2 or what is in the syllabus. Then you're supposed to create a documentation. You have already started. It was supposed to start on January this year. Then once you are through with creating the documentation, that is the project write-up, and then the database system, you're supposed to put them in a CD, and also you print the documentation and you bind it so that it can be submitted to NEC or the examination body. From there, you're supposed to go through the paper and then so that you can be able to know what is required of you. So the system this year is about creating a system that will be able to achieve all that is in that paper. And the project is called Uzima Borehole Drilling System. So if you look at this paper, you'll find that the company has different types of clients and then it provides different services like borehole drilling, then it install pump, then it can be able to do other things. And then the paper have provided you with some information that you can be able to use or you can be able to extract so that you can be able to create the tables. So to create the tables, you're supposed to read the information and then you're supposed to extract the required information. And then you're supposed to, or what your system should be able to do, it should be able to register and maintain a list of clients. Then it should be able to register items and services provided by the company. And then it should be able to compute. So this one is not supposed to be computer, but compute each of the following: type of total amount paid by each client, total amount charged on plumbing, tax paid by each client, total fees paid or charged for survey and local authority, and then total revenue generated by the company for each service from all clients. So, and then you're supposed to generate appropriate report. So it does not say how many reports you're supposed to generate, but at least generate 3 or 4. That will be okay. Then the most important thing that you should know as a student is creating good design for the table will make your work very simple when you're creating the report, when you're creating the queries, when you're creating the form and all the other object to your database. So your database should have first the tables where the data will be saved, then it should have the input screen or what we call the forms where the user will be using to enter data to your database. Then it should have the queries. So this one will be able to use them to query or to ask question to the database. Maybe you want to know how many members or how many clients are of domestic category, or how much has been charged or how much has been paid by each client. So you can use those queries to do that. And then you can also use, you have to generate report. So this will be the output you get from your table or your database. And then you can use macro to make your work simpler. You can also use modules, so it is okay to use them. And also you can use VBA code in your system. It is allowed in this project. So without wasting much of your time, we can now enter into creating tables. So let's continue from my left. Now we are going to create the tables, And if you have reached this point, it means that this video is assisting you in one way or the other. So why don't you just hit the subscription button, leave a comment, share, like, so that I can be able to produce other videos in future. So without wasting much of your time, so you're going to go to our database management system, that is Kcse, and we are going to open it. And then you're going to create a blank desktop database. And then you're going to give our database a name. Georgie, just give it the name in your paper. And then you're going to save our database on the desktop because I want to be able to access it with ease without wasting my time. And then you're going to create. I'm using Kcse 2013, which should not have a difference with the other Kcse that you're using. Then from there, we're going to create our first table. So you can just save this one. And this one, you're going to call it table category or table cat. And this one, we are going to go to design so that you can be able to see what you're creating. So our first field name that you're going to have is called the cat ID. And this one is the primary key for that table. So no two clients can have category can have the same cat ID, and this one you're going to call it, it can be of text type. Then you're going to go to category description. Is it domestic? Is it the others that you have in the paper? Then from there we're going to add some other details. Survey, how much are they supposed to pay for survey? And this one should be number because you're going to do some calculation with them. Then we're going to have the local authority, and this one should also be number. And one thing that you should know if you're a student, if there is something or there is a field in your table that you want to do calculation, you can only use 3 type of data types. So you can use data type number, that will assist you in doing calculation. You can also use date or time, or you can use currency. So these 3 you can be able to do calculation, but for others you cannot be able to do. So you have our first table, you're going to save that. Then you're going to create another table. And the next table that you're going to create is the table client. So this one is just be table client, and then you just save. And then you're going to go to home, and then you're going to view, and then you design view so that you can be able. So this one you're going to say client ID. This is a unique field for that table. So no 2 clients can have the same ID number, just like there are no 2 students with the same admission number. Then you're going to have the client name. So what will be the name? And then you're going to have the client category cat, so that you can know if this client is domestic or the other client type that you have. And because this is a foreign key from the table category, the data type should be the same. Then you're going to have the address, and you can get all these details in your paper. So these are the requirements that you have. You have the telephone number, because you can call it tel number. And then another thing that you're going to add the survey V, and this one we said it should be number. And then you're going to have the local authority. This one should also be number. Maybe you're asking yourself, why do you have these 2? So this one has having survey in local authority, and the same, this one having the same, and this one having the same. So what will happen? The first one, table category. So this one will tell you if client is of a certain category, then he's supposed to be this amount. But when you come to this table, remember you have different clients with different category. So this one is going to save the amount per each client. So we can go to create another table. And I hope you are enjoying this video. And if you're enjoying, go to subscription button, click there and subscribe to this channel. So this one you're going to save, and then this one you're going to call it table drilling. So this one will store all information about the drilling. So you'll come and enter some data so that you can be able to see. For now, let's just create the table. So this one will have ID as the others, and then we are going to sort text. And remember that type you can use auto number, you can use number, the one that you find is good for you. Then you are going to have description, so it can be just that, and then we are going to have the cost. So you are going to have the cost, and this one you are getting from these tables. Okay, like this one. So what we have done, we have added another field here. We have added another field here, so the ID, so that you can be able to know the ID per each. So maybe the first one can be 1, the second one can be 2 or 3. So it comes that when it comes to entering data, and this one should be numbered because we are going to do calculation with the cost per each. Then you're going to save that one. So then we are going to create another table, and our table should be table pump. Then we are going to go to home. By now I'm sure you can be able to see what I'm doing, so you can be able to do it on your own. This one you can use ID, the same case, and then you're going to, it should be whatever you want to put. Then we are going to have the pump ID, then the pump category, cut, and then you're going to have the price. Remember, you don't have to, or the cost, you don't have to use the same field name that I'm using. You can choose yours that are relevant, or the one that you're comfortable with when using this one. This one you can just close so that you can save. So far you have 4 tables. You can add another table. The table that you are going to add should be table, so you have the client, you have client category, you have the drilling, you have the pump type. Then we can add another table. So this will be, if you come here, you'll find that there's table that's saying the depth and the meter. So this one you can call it, table dimensions. So this one table dime, and then you're going to go to, and then you just go to design, and this one you're going to start with the ID. That one will be okay for you. And then description. So for example, if it is between 100 to 200, what should be charged, and then the cost, okay, or the fee. Okay, this one should be number. So once you do that, you can save your table. Then so far you have 5 tables. You can create another table. This table will be the table that will be recording all the services over to the clients. So table services, and this one you can just say okay. Then we are going to go to design. So I'm using this method so that all of you can be able to see what you're doing. And remember, this one is very simple. So far I've used like 15 minutes and I'm almost through with tables. So this one should start with ID, or we can call it service ID, so that you can know which one is which, serve ID. And I don't recommend people using space between the field name. So if the field name should be a single word, or you can use the underscore. So to put underscore, you press the shift key on the keyboard plus the hyphen key. Then we can have the service number, Then you can have the date. When was that service offered? And you cannot use date because date is a reserved word, so you can use dates. And this one should be, because you want to know which date was this service offered, it should be date and time. Then we can have the client. Should have the client ID so that you can know which client was offered that service or that good number. So this one should be text. Then we can have the type of drilling that was done. So this one you are going to get from this table called drilling type, and then we are going to save the cost because we want to know how much was charged. This one should be number. Then we are going to have the pump type that was installed. So remember, you can opt to have different tables for the service, but for me I'll have just one table that will have all the services offered to the client. Then you can have the cost or P fee. This one should be numbers because we'll be doing calculation. Then we're going to have the dimensions, so we can call it dim. This one you have to know the costs, P cost, so how much is that, and this one should be number. Then you have to know the number of meters, okay, because we want to know how many meters so that you can multiply with the cost per meter. So our P cost can be cost per meter. This one should be numbers. And then we can have total for dimensions. So once you do calculation, so you can opt to save calculation in your table, you can opt not to save. So once you have the dimensions times or the meters for the client times the cost per meter, you should have the total here. And this one you can save. And then instead of saving the total for all of this plus the survey and the local fee, you can save it, or you can use a query to do that. So I'll not be using that. So we can save our table. And then finally we can have another table. So that one is not a must that you should have it. So because I want only the authorized people to be using that database, so you can have table users. And this one will have design. So this one can have the ID. Let's have the username, but yeah, let's have the ID. This one can be also, it can be text. Then you can have username, then it can have password, okay, or we can just remove the ID and then remove this one, and then you just delete, and then you save. So that is all about tables. If there is something that maybe throughout the project, if there's some changes that you can do, so we'll be modifying, and I'll be showing you how you are modifying the table. But for now, those tables should be okay. So at least it should have 5 or 6 tables, and you have them. Now in the next video or in the next details, we'll be looking at how to create a relationship between these tables. Then thank you. So the next thing that you are going to create is the relationship between the tables. So we already have all our tables that you want. So you're going to go to database tool, and then you're going to click on this relationship button here. And then you're going to use the tables that you have. You are going to add the table that you want to create relationship for. So remember, this is also a requirement that you should have in your database management system. And for now, you can just leave out the table user. And then we start by connecting or creating a relationship between the categories of the clients and the client name. So this one, I'm going to enforce this one so that you can have one-to-many relationship. So that is the first relationship that you are going to have between the table category and the table client. Remember, what you have here is also will be having here. And then using this field of the client cat, you can be able to get all the other details from this table. Then from there, we're going to have the relationship between the table client and the table services. So this client ID and the client ID are the same here. That's why we said they should have the same data type. And if you have reached this point, remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel. As you can see, it takes a lot of time to come up with these videos. So just hit the subscription button, and I'll really appreciate so that even next year I'll be able to create a video for those who will be in Form 4. So we're going to create a relationship between the table drawing and this one. So you're going to come here, and this one you'll find is the same with this one. So they are the same, and you're going to enforce all these one. Then you just create. Then you're also going to create a relationship between the table dimension. So this one you can just dimension and this table. And this one table, we said we are storing the information, maybe how deep, about the depth and the height. Then you just click there, and then finally we are going. So this one you can bring it, you can be able to manipulate this table the way you want. Then you call the pump and the pump type. So that for now. So you'll find that up to this point, and then you're supposed to save this one. You just save this. Up to this point, you have been able to create the tables, and also you have been able to create the relationship. So we'll be looking at how you can be able to create the queries. So after creating the tables and the relationship, so the next thing that you're supposed to create is the queries, the forms, and the report. But for my case, because I want first to enter data so that you can see the result in the queries, I'll first create the forms, but you can opt either to create the queries or the report. Whichever you do the first will be okay. So to create the forms, you're going to come here. Then you click on create. And then you're going to come and select the form that you want. So remember that you can opt to create the form direct. So you just open and then you create the form. So this one will create the form for you, but I don't want my forms to look like that. So I'm not going to use this method. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create the form, and then I'm going to use the model dialog, and I'm going to remove this one, all of this. I want to create beautiful forms, and then you're going to go to form details. Then you can change the background of the form. You can choose the one that you want. So let's see a beautiful color. So you can use that one. And then the next thing that you're going to use is to add controls into a form, or you can just select so that you can see your table, the fields in your table. For example, I want to create for this one. So the first thing that I'm going to add a label so that I can be able to type, and then you have cut or a ID, or you can call it cut number. Then you're going to put a box where it will appear. So this one you can call it cut ID so that it can reflect what we have. And remember, these fields are not linked to any field in the database. So these are what we call, the onboard controls, meaning that they are not linked to any field in the database. and therefore you can be able to manipulate them the way you want. And one thing I like about creating this kind of control is that you can be able to work and manipulate the data, the form as you want. Then you're going to select the effect. I like the chiseled one. It looks okay for me. And then you're going to change the font. You can select both of them. And then you're going to select the font. So this one you can make it 12. And I like using Times New Roman in all my work. And this one you can make it bold. So you can come here. Also you can be able to change the font here. And then this one you can make it. And this one I want it to be black. So this one you can come here and make it black. Sorry, not the underline. Sorry, not the underline. So this one you can undo by pressing Ctrl plus Z, Ctrl plus Z. So the font color I want it to be black. And this one you can have it in color. So once you do that, you can now copy paste. You don't have to do all this. You can copy paste, and then design I want to see. So I want to see existing. So the next one that we have here is called the cut description. So you'll find that one you do for the one form, it will be fairly simple to do for others. So this one can be category name, cut name, cut name. So then we can have Ctrl+C, and then you can paste again because you want. So this one will be local authority fee or fee. So this one will be fee. And obvious, I want to see the name so that they can have the same name. So that it will be very simple for me when I'm doing some coding. So fee. Okay. Then the next one should be local authority. Local authority. And then this one should be also be local. Local authority. So now you have the 4 fields that you require. So this one you can format the way you want. You can make them a bit big, sorry. Then you can just take them to the middle of the form. Remember, this is the way you want them to design. You can choose to design them the way you want. This is just a simple form. And then so I'm looking for more. So I don't want my form to have the controls. And you can see my form here is that the pop-up is yes and model is yes, meaning that even if there is another form that is on, it will appear before that form once. So this is client form. This is what will appear on the form title bar. Then I want to see, I'm looking for controls. I don't want any of them. I want to put a button. When you click it will close that form. I think that one is okay for now. You can add another button here. So this one you can call it button. So I don't want to use this one. You can call it button save. Button save. This one will be when you want to save a new record. So this one will be save. Sorry, so I've interchanged the caption with the, so this one is the caption, so this is the name that will appear on the button, while this or the other one is the name that you'll be using to identify that button in here. Button save. So once you do that, you're going to do something else. You're going to put a picture in our form. So you click here and then you select, you look where you can be able to find an icon that you can use. So let's see if we can be able to find an icon that you can use. Save records. So let me see, save export, save input. So let me see if I can, you can just use the save button. Yes. Then once you put there, you have to say where you want your form to be, or the picture to be. So the picture should be to the left of that, or to the right. Okay, so that way. So you have a save button, a very good button, and then you can change other option, maybe formatting. Then the font color, we want the font color to be red or maroon, whatever the color. I'm not sure which color is that one. And then we want the font to be Times Roman. I normally like using Times Roman. Times Roman. And then you want, when you offer the button on that, this one, I want it to be yellow in color. Orange, let's use orange. And then the hover for color, we want it to be white. This is what I mean. So when you come here, when you change, so it is not visible. So design, then you can change this one to hover color should be something like black. Yeah. So a good design for the form. So when you take your cursor here, you'll be able to see that is changing. So when you take the cursor, it will change, though there's no much change. Then from there, you're going to do the coding. So this one you can make it, because you don't want the user to enter data in that. You want to generate the primary key automatically. So you're going to code, you're going to right click, then build event, and then you go to code builder. Then the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to code on the form load. This one, we are going to declare our database. So you can call it DBS database. So then you're going to declare our table, or what we call the record set. Is record set. Then we are going to tell the program where database is. So we are going to set our DB, or our database, to the current database that we are using. DB that you are using. Then you're going to set our table or record set equals DB, which is our current database dot open record set. So open record set will open the table that you are going to name. So you can just double click there and you're going to say our table is table cat, and you have to confirm the name of the table or else you'll have a problem with that one. So let me see the name of the table. So table cat, that one is good. So from there we are going to, so we can declare another variable here, Kcse string. So this one you see where it will be used. So after opening the database, we are going to look if we are on the first record. So you're going to say if record set dot beginning of file of BOF is equal to false. Then what are you going to, so if you are not on the first record, okay, if beginning of the file is false or is true, let's say use true, but the both of them can work the same, is true. If the beginning of the file is true, then you are going to set our x equals, so we can give it a client. So this will be the primary key, and then you can say 00, and then we close this one, and then we are going to assign it as number 1. So what will happen that the client in that, if we are the first record in that table, then the client name will be, or the client ID will be client 001. Okay, else if we are not in the beginning of the file, then you are going to set x equals, then we start with client like we started there. We are going to start with client and then 00, and then what we are going to do, we are going to add, so you are going to calculate the number of records in that table. So you are going to calculate the number of records in that table, and then you add 1. So if there is 1 record, then we'll have, assuming that you have 1 record, then the number for the client or the client ID will be client 002, because you are going to take that 1 record plus another one. Then you're going to close this one. Then we are going to assign our, so you already have a field in our form called ID, and then finally we are going to assign to X. So this one is going to generate every time you roll this form, it is going to look for the number of records in that table, and then it's going to add 1 to the records that you have. You can learn this one and see. So like this one, so there is no record in that table. So what is going to happen is that we are going to have client 001. Then you can go to save. Okay, and you'll find that these things are the same. So we're going to declare our database like we did. So you can copy this one up to, you can copy this one up to there. So this just copy pasting, and then this one I don't need X. Okay, so this one you can add on so that the system will not be confused which one you are referring to. Remember, they are on the same form. I've never tried to see if, and then it is going to, we are going to add a new record, ls1.add new, and what we are going to do is that we are going to say our ls1 that is field in our table called cat ID is going to get value from a field in our form called cat ID.value. Then ls1 And I hope by now you have subscribed to my channel. Cut description in our table. Cut description is going to get values from cut description dot value in our form. Then ls1 dot survey fee is going to get value from a field in our table called survey fee dot value. Hope you are getting what I'm doing. Then ls1 dot local authority, assuming there is a field, call that in our database or in our table. It's going to get values from local authority dot value. Then after getting all those values, you're going to update so that the record can be saved in that table. Then after that, you're going to give a message to the user. So you're going to write a message box, and what do you want? So you're going to say record successfully saved. Okay. Then this one you can say if it be okay cancel, or if it be okay cancel. Though this we'll see on the message that is going to appear. Then we are going to display the name of our system is Uzima Drilling System. Then after doing that, we are going to empty these three fields. So cut description dot value, because you want when the form opens, you want them to be empty. So to empty this one, you can just write that. Then you're going to say survey value fee dot value equals, then you're going to say empty, then local authority dot value equals, then we are going to close the form. So we say do cmd close aqua form. So this one should be do cmd dot close aqua form. And the name of our form should be the form. So this one I'm going to say form cut. So you have to change the name. And then what do you want? You want to save any record that is not saved. And then you want to open this one so that you can continue with the coding. So this one is form cut. Okay, then you're going to save that one. And this one is, you're going to call it form Kcse. You have referred it to the database. So the other thing that we can do, maybe you can add a close button here. So you can copy this one and then you paste. I like using copy pasting in most of our projects. So this one you can call it, close or exit form. Exit. And also you can change the font. So this button close. Okay, and then you can also change the image. So you can look for image, maybe close or exit. So let's use that one. So this one you can make it even in capital letters or uppercase. So what you're going to do with this one, so this one you can align them to be on the same level. So this one you can bring it to the edge, this one can be somewhere there. So what you're going to, we're also going to code this one. So this one code builder, and then you're just going to copy this one, okay, and then you're going to copy it there. Hope by now you understand what I'm doing. And as said, if you have not subscribed to my channel, please click the subscription button, set the notification on so that you can be getting some videos like this all the times. Okay, so now we can learn our form, and then we are using the data that we have in this form. The data that we, sorry, this one is not supposed to open, so we are using this data that we have. So the client name, or the client, sorry, this one can be minimized also. So let me minimize this one. Although you can yeah, that way it should work. And I have a video on my YouTube on how you can be able to split the screen like this. So we have industrial. I hope by now you can be able to see what I meant. And then the charges for industry is 20,000, and then the local fee is 50,000, and then we are going to save. Okay, then you see automatically it loads, it goes to 2. Then you have commercial. This one local fee is 15,000 Safi, and then the other one is 30,000, and then you're going to save. Okay, then the other one, the last one, is domestic. This one is 7,000, sorry, not 70 but 7,000. Okay, then it is 10,000 on the local authority, and then you're going to save. Now our form is done, so you can now exit. You don't need that form again. So if you look to the table category, you'll be able to find that we have been able to save all those few that we need. So that how you create a form and how you can be able to save. So the other form that you are going to create is a form for pumps. And as I said, I like copy pasting a lot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click this one, and then I'm going to copy, and then I'm going to paste. So, and this one I'm going to call it form pump. And remember, if you have not subscribed to my channel, please do that. If you have gone up to this point, it means that this video is assisting you in a way. So don't be selfish. Just hit the subscription button, leave a comment, like, share, suggest something that I should need to change, something I should add, something that I can look at in the future, and it will assist you and other people to come and watch this video. Thank you for subscribing. I know you have just subscribed. Thank you for that. So what you're going to do is we are going to open this one in design, and then we are going to change this one so that it can fit what you have on our pump table. So you can open this one, or you can just see the existing, and then you can be able to see what you have on the pump. So the first one here is ID. Then you have the pump category and the cost. So this one you're going to change this one, so you can go to properties. And this one you're going to, this one you have seen is called ID. Then the other one is called pump category. So you can just remove that one, and then you press, and then you say pump category, and then the other one should be the cost, if I'm not. So this one should be, so we can call it fee because of some confusion. So you can move this one, don't need this one. So you just click or highlight, and then you press delete. So this one you can bring them up here. Then we are going to name our controls, our text box. So this one should be ID. I don't know whether the label and the text box can have the same name. So this one, let's change. Oh, this one is okay. So this one you're going to call it, let me see what was the name. So table pump, so that was pump cut. So that one was pump cut. So and find that once you create one, the other one will be very simple to create. This one should be cost, if I'm not wrong. Okay, so I want to confirm. So this one should be pump cost. Yeah. So now they have the control. You have edited, I have named our control. So the next thing we are going to go is we are going to creating code. So this one you can minimize, you can reduce. So you're going to go to build event, and we start with form load. So this one can remain, but we are using table pump. And we said you have to confirm the name of the table. Yeah, table pump. And then, so it will let's change this one to pump. This is just editing what you have already created. So this one should be, let's start with the capital or uppercase P. So pump, and this one therefore will be pump. I hope by now you are getting the concept of what you are doing. So you have the pump, and then this one should be the pump too, because you're just changing. And this one should be the cut, not the cut ID, but ID only, because we don't have. So that one, that is how simple it is. Then our form is called form pump, because we have to change here to pump, and also here too. So you can copy this one. So you'll find that doing this one will take you less than 10 minutes when you are editing. And then this one you have to change to table pump. Okay, table pump. And then so our ID should be, so this one you're going to change ID to ID, and pump cut, if I'm not wrong, but I'll confirm that one. This should be cut even, but you'll have to confirm with the database, with the table itself. Pump cut, and then the other one should be cost. This one should be cost. Okay, and then we don't have this one, so you're going to remove that one, and then so this one you are going to change to what we have in our table. So assuming that is pump cut, and then the other one is cost. The other one is cost. So you see it is taking you less than 5 minutes to do all that. So you have pump and cost. So after doing that, we can save and see what will happen. So you can learn. So you see our pump one. So let's close this one, and then we minimize. And I said, if you go to my YouTube, in my video, you can be able to see how you can be able to split like this, so that you can be seeing what you're doing. And then you can open this one, and then you have the pump installation. So our first one is submersive. So electric. So let me use the capital letters. Electric pump, and we are told the cost of this one is 90,000, and then you just save. Then you save the second one, that is solar pump. This one is 65,000. Then you save. I hope by now you can see the concept of what you're doing. Then you have the hard pump. This one goes for 30,000. So we have done that form, and that was the work of that form. Then I've already created the form for drilling. So what you are going is you're going to enter the data. So we have all that you have been given here. You just enter. And I said I prefer entering the data using the form instead of entering the data directly to the table. So 130,000. Then you enter the second one, the core drilling. This one you're told is 225,000. So you save. Then you have the last one, that is geotechnical drilling. And this one you are told is 33500. So having done that, you have created three forms, and I'll create the other one in the back without you seeing what I'm doing. But for the table service and the table client, you'll have to do it together so that you can be able, some part of it you'll have to do it together so that you can be able to see what I'm doing. So the next form that you are going to create is the form for surface for the clients. So you're going to just copy and paste. So this one you go copy, and then you're going to paste, and then this one you're going to call it form client. Then we are going to go to design where you have the form client. Then we are going to edit. So this one might look a bit different from what you have been looking at. So you can copy this one. So let's see the field you have on the table client. It is client ID, client name, category, address, tile number. So this one can be the client. So this one you can edit, can be the client ID. So this one you're going to call it client ID. Then this one you can call it. Remember, you're doing this so that when it comes to coding, you not have any problem. ID. Then you have the client name. So the name that you are going to give to our client, or the name that they are going to register with. So let me see. Yeah, so it will be properties, and then this one will be client name. Then to doing that one, you're going to add another control that is not here. So we are going to add a combo box. So this one you can just cancel. This one will be client category cut, if I'm not wrong. So what this cover box will be doing is that the user will be selecting the type of client, and it will be able to populate the other details, so you don't have to enter the other details that you need. So this one can be, then it can be time. I said then I like using Times Roman, so you can use the font that you are comfortable with. It's not the mask that you use, the one that I'm using. it's new Roman. Then this one I prefer using the cheese order. So once you do that, we're also going to give it a heading or a label. This one you are going to call it client category, so that you can know what type of a category a client is. Remember, different client category pays for different amount of money for survey and the like. So this one you're going to populate and you're going to get data. So you click here, then from table inquiry, and you're going to click here, and then you're going to use the table category. So you can just add that one, and you want the category ID and the category description. And then you can close, and then you say yes. Then another thing that you're going to change format. So we need the two columns to appear. This one we can adjust the column height, it can be 1.5. Then that will do. So we can now if you learn, it's going to give a problem. Then we can add another field here. So this one will be the client address. This one let me see what we call it. This one will be the address. Okay. So this one you are going to call it address. So this one you can minimize so that you can have 3 of them or 2 of them. So this one you can minimize it up to there, so that you can copy and paste. This one you're going to place it here. So this one you can make it a bit bigger. Okay. So that this one can be, sorry for that. Yes, so this one you can call it telephone number. Telephone number. This one, let me see. It will be tel number. So after doing that, we're also going to have another field down here. So we can make our form a bit bigger. So you're going to have another form. This one you're going to call it survey fee. This one you're going to call it the survey fee. Then we are going to do something here. So this one you're going to disable this one so that the user cannot be able to enter some data, because we want to get the data from the database. And then we can copy and paste this one. This one you're going to call it local authority. authority. This one you're going to call it local authority. So let's continue. So we are creating a local authority text box, and we are done with that one. So from there we can start coding. So you go to BOT event, so we started form, and this table you're going to change to, like we did the others, so you're going to change this one to table clients, and you have to confirm from the database. Yeah, it has that name. And then you're going to say, so this one you can change. And I say the reason we're doing this because we don't want the user to be entering a lot of data, and also because of data validation. So I don't want a situation where the user enters a number or an ID that is already there in the system. So from there we can confirm the name of our client ID. So this one should be client ID dot value. Then we can confirm if it is okay. Yeah, it is okay. Then this one you're going to change. I see it is just a matter of copying and pasting and moving where is not necessary. So client, you're going to copy this one, then you're going to paste, and also here you're going to paste. So you're going to change this one to table clients, and then this one you're going to say client ID is equal to client ID dot value. Then you have the client name, which should be client name dot value. Then you'll have client cut, this should be client cut dot value, and we are going to copy this one because we still have, or we can just copy the last one here, Control plus C, then you're going to paste here. So this one will be address, this one will be address, then we still have the telephone number, so this one will be tel number, this one will be tel number, then we still have two more, so we have the survey fee, so we have the survey fee, okay. Then we still have another one which we are calling the local authority. So we have the local authority, it's in Kcse, local authority. So having done that one, you'll find that by now our form can be able to save. So we're also going to remove this one, and we say the reason we are removing that is because we want when the system opens, or when the form opens, we don't want it to have any value. So we're also going to have the address dot value, which you want to be 00. Then we have tail number dot value, which is assigned to null or nothing. Then we have the survey fee dot value, which we want to assign to nothing. Then we have the local authority dot value, which we want to assign, which is equal to, we want to assign to 00. Then there's something very important that we must look at. This one is where you have the copper box. Remember we said we want when the client or the user select a type of a client, it should be able to populate the other. So we can opt to use lost focus or exit. So let's use exit. So we're going to declare our database. Yes, database, and you say this one, you just declare the database, and yes, record set. Then you're also going to declare another item, that is Kcse string. So you come to that one. Then you're going to assign our database. So CL, which is the database that you're going to use, is the current database. You can remember what we did on the first form. Then you're going to assign, so this one you have to say set. So set CL. Then you're going to also set the RL equals CL, because that is the current database that you're using. Then open record set, and then the table that you want to open is the table clients, table cat, sorry. So you'll find that we are opening two forms in this, two tables in this form. Then from there we are going to assign our, and this one you can say that X, you can assign our X is equal to what we have, client cat dot value, because we want the value in our copper box to do what we are doing with. And then after opening, we are going to assign our index dot index, because we want to get the primary key for that, is equal to primary key. Then you're also going to assign rr.seek. So what are you going to find? So you're going to find the value. So you're going to find the value in our X, the value that we have in our X, and then if r dot no match is equal to false, meaning that a record has been found, then what are you going to do? You're going to populate our field, that is survey fee dot value, which will get data from RR, then survey fee, and this one I have to confirm. Then we have local authority dot value will be our RR local authority. Then we can add if. You can say else. So if the value that you have entered is not in that list, so you can inform the user that record not found. Okay, not found. So maybe information. Then of course we have to say our system, which is our system. Drilling system. Then we are going to add if. So something I should confirm before I proceed is the name of our, yeah, that one is okay. Local authority, yeah, that one is okay. So after that, we can learn our and see what happens. So for example, if you select customer 00 client 001, then yeah. So if you select the second one, it should reflect. If you select the third one, it should reflect. That is what I wanted. So you can say our first client, and then so you want to be client type 1, address 234 Thika, then telephone should be 07222, then we save. So now that our client form is done, we can move forward and enter some data. So you are going to open this form and then you are going to enter some data. So this one should be just a name. Then you come here and select the type of client. So this one, there is a problem. So there's no way to can have the same. So you have to change this one. So you come to table category and we can change the primary key to, so we can call it cat 001. This one we call it cat 002. This one you can call it cat 003. Then you can close and save. Then you can come back here and then we try to save. So our client name will be Jean Wanja, and then you come and select here, so category 1, and then you find that once you click here you'll be able to update automatically. So this one you can see is 325 Thika, where the contact is 072, just any number for testing, and then you save your work. You can add another one. So you can add another field. Then we select another category here like domestic. Then Nyeri. Then you can just give a telephone number. Then you just save. So you can also see that you can be able to close our form. So now we are going to create the form for services. So you're going to go to copy like you've been doing. Then you paste. Then this form you're going to call it form service. And then you just enter. From there you're going to go to design. And then you're going to edit something. So like we did on the other forms, you're going to go to tables, and then you are going to see the fields that we have in our table. So this one you're going to change to service ID, or we can just close this one because we want to see the properties, and then you can just open the table services. Okay, So you open on design so that you can be able to see. Then you'll have our form. So the first one, you are going to change it to surface ID. So this one will be surf ID. Yes, it is in our table. You can see it there. Then this one, you're going to call it surface ID. Surface ID. Then you have another one for dates. So this one you can call it date. The label has no problem with naming your field as date. So it's just a caption what will appear. And this one you can call it dates. Yes, it is. Then you're going to format. And formatting that you're going to use, you're going to use the sort date, so that when you load this form you'll be able to see a date picker. Then from there we have the client ID. So this one you're not going to change, just the way it is. So this one you can say client ID. This one we can change here to client, because you want to get. And what we are going to do with this one, we are going to change the table. So we are going to go to data, then we are going to change the table. So we remove this one, and then we add the table client, so that, and then you are going to select the client ID and enter the client name, and then you just close, say yes, and then you're going to look, so that one is okay. From there we have the drilling type, the cost. So this one we are going to, so this one you can just, so you can make this form bigger somehow, so you can undo that one. So this one you can drag it downward, even this one, and even this one you can minimize, so that each row will have 3 of these. So this one you can drag it here, then you can minimize the date. You can even make it smaller, so because date, and then this one you can bring it here. So this one you can take it there. Okay, yeah, that now. Then you can just write format, and then we can come here under the design, and we can draw a line here that will separate. This one we can make it like 20 centimeter. Then we can change the color, so 20, and then the border color you can make it something shining like white, something that can be able. This one you can try to bring it to be on the center here. Once you do that, you can come here and copy this one, copy, and then you can paste. So once you paste here, you bring it here, and then this one you want it to be the drilling type and the cost. So this one you're going to change this one. So this one we are going to change to type, and then here we are going to change this one to, sorry, so we are going to change this cobble box to drilling type. Then we are going to take these controls, the text box that we had here, then you are going to place them there. So having done that, you're going to go ahead and then you're going to format our text box. So this is where the money for drilling will be displayed, and we can also copy this one. Then this one you're going to place it here. So you can copy the whole of this the way it is, so that it will appear here. This one you're going to change to the pump type. So this one will be pump type. This here you're going to have pump type. Then here you're going to be pump cost, so how much you're supposed to pay for each category of pump. Then this one you're going to call it pump P cost, as it is in our database or in our table. P, or that should be P fee, like that way. Then you can make our table to be bigger somehow. Then you are going to copy this one, there it is, and then you are going to copy and paste somewhere. So this one will handle for the depth. So this one will be dimensions, so it will cover for the depth and the height of the tank and the borehole. And this one we have called it dime, so this one should be dime. Then we have another here. So this one is P cost. So this one we'll call it P cost. This one is cost per meter. Cost per meter. Then you're going to add another. So you're going to add another. So for this one, you can take this one below. So this one, you're going to enter the meters for the client. So how deep is the tank or the borehole of the client? You're supposed to enter the number. This one you're going to call it meter. So this one will be called meter. Then finally have another one that should be here. Now you can just copy this one, Ctrl C and Ctrl V. This one you can call it, and you're going to reduce this one. So this one you can call it. Total for dimension. So after getting the payment per meter times the meters for client, so this one you can call it total. Let me see what you have called it. Total dimensions. Then this one will be total. Dimensions. Then we are going to add a button here, so you can just copy and paste. So this one you can, so because you want to click a button, then calculation will be done. So this one you can call it calculate. This one will be button calculate. Okay, then you can close this one. So this one you can remove, you don't need it. And even this one, local authority, you don't need this one, and you don't need this one. So this one you can place it there, and we can place it there. Then from there you're going now to coding. So we say you right click, then you go to board event, and you start with code build. So we start with formula, and our table that we are using now is called table surfaces. And what we are doing, we want this one to be surface 001. So this one will be surf. This one will be surf. And the reason why we are doing this, because we don't want the user to be entering this data. So we can have service ID. So let me see the name of that field. Surf ID. So this one is surf ID. That one will be okay. Then from there, we are going to look at, we have so many fields that need to be verified from the database. And the first one is the training type. So what you're going to do, you're just going to copy this code here that we have here. Then you're going to cut, and then you're going to go to training type dot exit. Remember I said you can use dot exit, or you can use lost focus. So this one you're going to use table training. Then nothing much we are changing, and then we can go to the training, and then we see so we have cost. So what we want to display is the cost depending on cost. So this one is cost dot value. Then we are going to remove this one, and that one is done. Okay, so you copy this one, and then you're going to copy it to, we have another one that is for pump type. This one you want when you exit the pump. So you're going to copy this one. This one you're also going to change the table pump, and you want to display the pump, the cost. So you want to, so the value is pump type dot value. Then you want to use table pump, and so this one will be cost, and then is it P? So let me see what you have got. These so pump, this one you've coded P fee. So you are going to say P fee dot value is equal to, that one is done. So maybe we can go back to where I have put drilling type. So here I have to change this one to drilling type. Then from there you're going to come to the next one, that is dimension time type. Let me see what you're calling this one. So this one dimension is called dime. So we come where we have dime, and then you want, when you exit, then you're going to paste this one, and you are going to change this one to dime. Then table that you are using is table dimensions. Remember, this one is the depth and the height of the borehole and the tank. So you can go to table dime, table dime, table dime and fee. So that one will be table. So you're using table dime. And then this one should be fee. Then we have P cost. I'm not sure if that is the name. Let me confirm. So P cost, that one is okay. Cost P fee, so that is okay. Then, so that is how we are going to do it. So that one you can see, if you can see if it will work for now. So you cannot open when the table is opened. So you can close this one. So let's close this one, and then we run this service. So automatically service 1. Then you see you can be able to select the date. You can also be able to select the client. You can also be able to, so this one should not be the client, so I have to change this one, even this one. So I have to change the record source. So this one, training, you have to come to data, and then you're going to select where you're going to get your data. So you remove this one, then you show the tables, and then you want table trailing, then you want ID and description. Same case with this one, table pump. So you're going to change this one. So you remove this one, then you show the tables, then you're going to use drilling, then you use ID and description, then you close, then finally you come to the dimensions. So you're going to select, you remove this one, you show the tables, and then you come to table dime, then you close, then you're going to add this too, and then you close, so that when you run this one, you'll be able to select the type of drilling that you want, and then you see that there's a problem with that one. Okay. So let me see where the problem is. So close. So let's first close this one. So table service, we are going to design. Then this one, table pump. So you're not using the training, but you're supposed to use the pump table. Sorry for that. Then you're supposed to enter the pump and the category, and then you close. Yes. So another thing that I found form does not have, our table does not have values, so you have to put the values on that form. Then let me open, so bear with me as I open the question paper so that I can be able to access. So this one does not have. So you can come here in our table, and then this one we said you can be able to put it there. So what you want to put some values to table, to dime. So dime number 1 is going to be 1 to 100. This one is 1000. Save. Then you put for 2 is 101 to 200, and you put 1500. Then you save. Then you come to 201 to 300, 2000. You save. Then finally you come to over 300. By now you are seeing what I'm doing. So in the said, remember to subscribe to my channel. Finally you can exit. So you can maximize this one, and then you can come to table, and then you can try. So when you select that one, you don't have to enter any value here. So you come to the next one, you select, you don't have to enter any value, and then you come to the other one, you select, and then the client, or you can try putting, so the client, maybe you want 100. So the client, you want like 200 meters, then you have to calculate. So we can got design. This one you can make it that the user cannot be able to put value. It is calculated automatically. Yes, and then you can create a code for this one. So what you are going to do, you are going to declare 3 variable, just simple variable, CS double, because they can have, you are going to say A equals, so you come to our form. So this is our A, that is cost per meter, that is P cost dot value, P cost dot value. Then our B will be this other, which is meter, so meter dot value. Then our C will be val, then A times B. Then we want the value to be displayed here. Okay, so we can say that, so you can see that total dimensions dot value equals C. Okay, so if you come here and then, so you can come back here, so you can come here and then you try to do calculation, you'll find that you'll have this amount. For example, if you change this one to value that you have, and then you calculate, you'll be able to get the total value that you're supposed, that is total value for dimension, for that you pay for the meters and the depth. So another problem that may come is, for example, when a user decides to put a value that is not in that category. Maybe he select dime 1 and then he puts 200, which is a mistake. So how do you do this? So you're going to go back to design, and then you're going to go to build event. Okay, then you're going to code builder, and then we want when you exit. Okay, when you exit, so we say if, and then I want to see I want to see what we have in this. So dime 1, dime 2, dime 003. So you can just declare some variables. So we say dim ds string, and we are saying d equals dime dot value. Okay, then you're going to look if dime, if d is equal to, then dime into bracket 001 001 001 and meter, and then you can also declare another one here. Then just a minute, so you can declare another one here. So you can declare dim es double. Okay, dim ds double. So you can say d e equals meter dot value. Now by now you're seeing what you're doing, and e is greater than 100. So remember, it cannot exceed 100. Then so what are you going to, so you're supposed to say message. You're supposed to display a message to the user that value cannot exceed 100. Okay, then phoebe exclamation plus phoebe. Okay, then of course our name of the database is Uzima Drilling System, and then you are going to, after that you are going to remove meter, the value in meter dot value equals, and then meter dot set focus, and if, so that we know we'll be able to look if you have selected the first option but the value that you have selected or you have entered is bigger than 100. So the next option will be is less than 101 and e is greater than 200. So this one cannot exceed 200 and value cannot be below 101 and cannot exceed 100, cannot exceed 200. Then you're going to copy this one, see, then you're going to say if it is greater than or less than 201 and greater than 300, then cannot be below 201 and cannot exceed 300. Then finally you're going to copy this one and you're going to say if it is less than 350, 300 is 300 or 350, let me confirm. So if it is less than 300, then cannot be below 300. So we can test this one to see if the condition will be met. So you close that one and then come here, and then you're going to select like 2, this one should be 100, and then you put like 100, you see what will happen. It is calculating, but it should not be calculating. So let me see where the problem is. This one is meter. Or this one we have not changed, so this one should be 2, this one should be 3, and this one should be 4. Okay, so we just, let me see if maybe you select 2, and then you put 100, and then when you click, so let's close the form, close all, and then you run the form again. We select like 100, and then we say 200, then we see what will happen. It should not be calculating, but that should not give you any problem. With time I'll be able to see where the problem is, but what is remaining now is for you to be able to save, and to save you just follow there. So you can just create the saving button, it is already there. So what you're going to do is you're going to change this one to table surfaces. Table surfaces, and then we can see what we have on this table. Or we can just come here, let's close this one. You can just come here, and then you see the fields that we have in our table. So this one you can minimize so that you'll be able to see the field. So what you're going to do is table services. So you're going to start with surf ID. Surf ID, which equals surf ID dot value. Then you have the client, the dates. Then you have the dates here. You also have the client ID. Same here is client ID. Then we have the trailing type. Here you have the trailing type. Then you have the cost. There you have the cost. You also have the pump type. Here you have the pump type. Then you have the PV. You have the PV. Then you have the dime, then you have the dime, then you have the meters, you have meters, and then you have the meter, then you have total, dimension, so this one is RS1, then this one should be dimensions dot vary. So there's a problem there, I don't know the name for this one. So let me see properties, total dimension. So this one should be total dimension, then add dot vary. So once you do that, you can come here and create these dates, then client ID, and the reason we said why you are closing this one is that when it loads, it will have no values. When the form loads, it will have no values. ID, training type, then you have cost dot value, then you have pump type dot value, then you have P fee dot value, then you have time dot value equals, then you have meter dot value equals, then you have total dimensions, dimension dot value equals, then the form that you want to close, the form surface, not this form client. So if I lie surface, then this one you can just copy and paste here. So same case with here. Then we can now click on our, then we learn, we see what will happen. So service number 1, which was done yesterday, and the client is Jane, and drilling type is the first one, pump type is submissive, then the dime is, then the client is 205, then you calculate and then you save. So once you do that, you can come to the table now and you see you have all the required details in the table. So now that you have the forms and the tables, we can go ahead and create the queries, and we are going to go back to paper. So we are supposed to keep a record, we already covered that one. Then you can count the total amount paid by each client. So total amount paid by each client, so you're going to go to, so you can maximize this one. So you're going to go to create, then you're going to go to query design. So you can opt to use query wizard, but I'll use query design. And then I'm going to use all of these. So the first table that I'm going to use is table client. Then you can also have table category. Then you can have table surfaces. And also you can have all of these and dime. So then we are going to see who is a client. So we are going to get the client name from the table. So you double click, it should come here down, and then cut the type of client, whether it's domestic, commercial, or industry. Then we are going to go to service date, Then we are going to go to drilling. So you want to know the type of and the cost. Of course, the cost. Then you're going to go to pump category and also the cost. So you'll find that some of these data that they have entered in this table, you can opt to remove them. Then we are going, so here you could have added some other details, some other data. So we can insert a column. This column we are going to put from the table client, we are going to put the survey fee. Here you can put another column. Here you're going to put the local authority fee. Then the pump cost. And you're going to come here and then you're going to select the type of dimensional height and depth. And then you're going to take the cost for that one, the fee. And then you're going to take the meters. And of course, even this one you could have omitted. So far, you can learn and see if it will give you the, So those are the clients. Then the next thing that we should do is we should do the calculation. So this one, we should do the calculation now. And the calculation, you go back to query. And then what you're going to do is you're going to say the total paid. Total paid, that is without the tax, is equal to, so you're going to take table client dot survey fee. Remember, you said this one has to be numbers so that you can use them later. Then you have table client dot local authority plus. Then you're going to go to the other table, that is table for the pump. You're going to go to table pump and then you're going to take cost, table pump dot cost plus table drilling dot cost. I'm not wrong that, but let me confirm. Table what? Table, Then you're going to add table services dot total dimensions. And then you're going to add this one, and then you can learn. So the total amount that those clients are supposed to pay is that one without the tax. Remember, and we can do calculation in the calculator. We see if, so for example, the first client. So the first client is an industry, so you can go back and see how much he's supposed to pay for industry. That is 20,050. So there's 20 and 50, making it 70,000. 70,000 plus. For core drilling, you go back to where you have the core drilling should be 225. Core drilling should be 225. 225. 225,000 plus submissive should be, you go back to the paper to confirm if your is 90,000, then you go back to the first one is 100 to 200. 100 to 200 should be 1,000 times the number of meters is 15. No, 1 to 200, sorry, 101 to 200 should be 1,500 times 200 meters, making it that 3, making it 300,000 plus 300. Sorry, let me do it again. So you're saying is 70,000 plus 225 plus 90 plus 90,000 plus 300,000. So you can confirm, you can see that is supposed to pay. Then because you are also required to find, so that one you can save it to be paid, the total amount to be paid by each client. Then you can come back here and calculate also for the total amount plus the tax, and the tax will be is equal to 0.16 times total paid. So total paid. So the tax will be, you can come here and see the tax will be, this one will pay that amount and the other will pay that amount. And because the tax is paid, so assuming that you're supposed to pay 1,000, then he's given a tax of 16%, he should pay 1,000 plus that tax. So you're going to find the total amount that he's supposed to pay, both the amount plus the tax. So the total amount, so amount equals will be total paid plus tax. So this the amount, so this here that he have, this is the amount that he or she is supposed to pay for the surfaces, and then this is tax that he or she is supposed to pay. So the total amount that he is going to pay to the company will be this amount, because he has to pay for the surface plus the tax. And then you can learn up and see what will happen. Yeah, so that is the total amount that each client will be able to pay. So you can save that one, and then this one we are going to total amount, total per client. So we have solved the first one. Then the other one is saying total amount charged on plumbing. So for the plumbing, so this one you're going to come here, so you can close this one. So you're going to create another query here. This query we are going to use the table surfaces, and what you are going to do is we are going just to take the cost for plumbing, and then we are going to find the total. Okay, so this we are going to create the group. This one is sum, and then you can change here something. So you go to SQL. This one you can change to total for plumbing, total plug. Okay, and this one you can, if you learn this one, you'll be able to find that the total amount paid for plumbing is that too. So you can save our query, and this one we can call it total plug. I hope by now you see what you're doing. So if it's good to confirm, if you go to stable service and you go to plumbing, so the fee was 9,000 plus 9,000 equals 9,000 plus the 9,000 equals to 18,000. Then the other thing that is required for you is to tax paid by each client. So this one you have already created. So what you do is here I have the tax paid for each client, and this one we have it here, so you don't have to repeat that one. Then we have another query that you're supposed total fee charged for survey and local authority. So you're going to come here and we are going to create a query, and then we are going to take the table client because that's where you're saving for this one. Then you're going to take this one and this one. So this one you're going to find the sum for both. So this one is sum, this one is sum. We can learn this one and see what will happen. Then this one, you said you can come here and change this one to total for survey, and also so you're changing this so that it can be something that you can be able total authority, and then you can close that. So this one you can just save it, total local in authority. So this one will be able to assist you in the next query that you are going to create. And then with that one, you are also going to create another query. And this query, we are going to create it from a query, not from the table. So we are going to take this one. Then you're going to double click that one, then this one. And then you're going to find the total. So you first find the sum for both of them. And then you come and find the total paid should be total survey plus total authority. Then you click here so that you can be able to see. If you run this one, you'll be able to find 27,000 plus 6 is equal to 87. Then you save. So query this one will be total survey local. So then we are going to find the total revenue generated. So the total revenue generated by the company for each service from all clients. So this one is repetition because you already have the total survey, you already have the total authority. So this one you just come here. So you're just going to come here to the query, and then you are going to create a query, and then you are going to use a query 2 because you had already created this one. So we are going to come here, and then you're going to take this one, survey, then local authority, then drilling cost, then pump cost, then you're going to take the dimension, and then we are going to find the total for all of them. So this one you're going to find the sum for all of them, sum, and then we find the sum, find the sum. Then when you learn, it should be able to calculate for you all the amount. So for all the services generated by company for all service from all client for each service. So what you're going to do now, you're going to come here and then you're going to change this SQL. For the first one is survey, so this one you can call it, this is total T survey, so the amount that will generated for all the survey. Then for local authorities, so this one you can call it, so I'm trying to use a name that is easy to remember, total survey, total local, sorry, total local. Then we are going to is total multi drilling, then ST pump, plumbing, then ST dime. So when you learn this one, so this one there must be a space. If you learn this one, you'll be able to understand that for the survey, this is the amount that was paid. Total authority, this is the amount was paid. Total drilling, total pumping, total dime. And then you can come here to confirm this one. So you can learn this query. Sorry, not that one. So you can learn this query per client. And then if a survey is equal to 27 plus, so it should be, survey should be 27, that one is good. Then the other one is 50,000 plus 10,000, it should be 60. Then the other one is 225 plus 130, it should be 355. Then the other one should be 180,000, and then the other one should be, so you come here, should be total dimension 300,000 plus 300, so it should be 600,000. And then you just save total per client per service, and you'll find that, as I said, once you have created good tables, when it comes to query, it's very simple. You can be able to create the query in a simple way. So far our system is okay, and I said in the meantime I can go on changing something, but so far the system is good. We have been able to create the tables, relationship, the forms, the queries, and then the other thing that we should look at is what we call the reports, and then the dashboard or the main form. Then our system will be done. So now that we have the forms and the tables, we can go ahead and create the queries, and we are going to go back to the paper. So we are supposed to keep a record. We already covered that one. Then you can count the total amount paid by each client. So total amount paid by each client. So you're going to go to, so you can maximize this one. So you're going to go to create, then you're going to go to query design. So you can opt to use query wizard, but I'll use query design. And then I'm going to use all of these. So the first table that I'm going to use is table client. Then you can also have table category. Then you can have table services. And also you can have all of these and dime. So then you are going to see who is a client. So you are going to get the client name from the table. So you double click, it should come here down, and then cut the type of client, whether it's domestic, commercial, or industry. Then we are going to go to service date. Then we are going to go to drilling. So you want to know the type of and the cost. Of course, the cost. Then you're going to go to pump category and also the cost. So you'll find that some of these data that they have entered in this table, you can opt to remove them. Then we are going, so here you could have added some other details, some other data. So you can, so we can insert a column. In this column we are going to put from the table client, we are going to put the survey fee. Here you can put another column. Here you're going to put the local authority fee. Then the pump cost. And you're going to come here and then you're going to select the type of dimensional height and depth. And then you're going to take the cost for that one, the fee. And then you're going to take the meters. And of course, even this one you could have omitted. So far, you can learn and see if it will give you the, yeah. So those are the clients. Then the next thing that we should do is we should do the calculation. So this one, yeah, we should do the calculation now. And the calculation, you go back to query. And then what you're going to do is you're going to do to say the total paid, that is without the tax, is equal to, so you're going to take table client dot survey fee. Remember, you said this one has to be numbers so that you can use them later. Then you have table client dot local authority plus. Then you're going to go to the other table, that is table for the pump. You're going to go to table pump, and then you're going to take cost, table pump dot cost plus table drilling dot cost. I'm not wrong that, but let me confirm. Table what? Table, yeah. Then you're going to add table services dot total dimensions. And then you're going to add this one, then you can learn. So the total amount that those clients are supposed to pay is that one without the tax. Remember, and we can do calculation in the calculator. We see if, so for example, the first client, so the first client is an industry, so you can go back and see how much he's supposed to pay for industry. That is 20,050. So there's 20 and 50, making it 70,000 plus. For core drilling, you go back to where you have the core drilling should be 225. Core drilling should be 225. 225,000 plus submissive should be, you go back to the paper to confirm if your is 90,000. Then you go back to the first one is 100 to 200. 100 to 200 should be 1,000 times the number of meters is 15. No, 1 to 200, sorry. 101 to 200 should be 1,500 times 200 meters, making it that 3. Making it 300,000 plus 300. Sorry, let me do it again. So you're saying is 70,000 plus 225 plus 90 plus 90,000 plus 300,000. So you can confirm, you can see that is supposed to pay. Then because you also required to find, so that one you can save it to be paid, the total amount to be paid by each client. Then you can come back here and calculate also for the total amount plus the tax, and the tax will be is equal to 0.16 times total paid. So total paid. So the tax will be, you can come here and see the tax will be, this one will pay that amount and the other will pay that amount. And because the tax is paid, so assuming that you're supposed to pay 1,000, then he's given a tax of 16%, he should pay 1,000 plus that tax. So you're going to find the total amount that he's supposed to pay, both the amount plus the tax. So the total amount, equals will be total paid plus tax. So this the amount, so this here that he have, this is the amount that he or she is supposed to pay for the surfaces, and then this is tax that he or she is supposed to pay. So the total amount that he is going to pay to the company will be this amount, because he has to pay for the surface plus the tax. And then you can learn up and see what will happen. Yeah, so that is the total amount that each client will be paid. So you can save that one, and then this one we are going to total per client. So we have solved the first one. Then the other one is saying total amount charged on plumbing. So for the plumbing, so this one you're going to come here, so you can close this one. So you're going to create another query here. This query we are going to use the table surfaces, and what you are going to do is we are going just to take the cost for plumbing, and then we are going to find the total. Okay, so this we are going to create the group. This one is sum, and then you can change here something, so you go to SQL. This one you can change to total for plumbing, total. plug. Okay, and this one you can, if you learn this one, you'll be able to find that the total amount paid for plumbing is that too. So you can save our query, and this one we can call it total plug. I hope by now you see what you're doing. So if it's good to confirm, if you go to stable service and you go to plumbing, so the fee was 9,000 plus 9,000 equals 9,000 plus the 9,000 equals to 18,000. Then the other thing that is required for you is to tax paid by each client. So this one you have already created. So what you do is here I have the tax paid for each client, and this one we have it here, so you don't have to repeat that one. Then we have another query that you're supposed, total fee charged for survey and local authority. So you're going to come here and we are going to create a query, and then we are going to take the table client because that's where you're saving for this one. Then you're going to take this one and this one. So this one you're going to find the sum for both. So this one is sum, this one is sum. We can learn this one and see what will happen. Then this one, you said you can come here and change this one to total for survey, and also, so we are changing this so that it can be something that you can be able total authority, and then you can close that. So this one you can just save it, total local in authority. So this one will be able to assist you in the next query that you are going to create. And then with that one, you are also going to create another query. And this query, we are going to create it from a query, not from the table. So we are going to take this one. Then you're going to double click that one, then this one. And then you're going to find the total. So you first find the sum for both of them. And then you come and find the total paid should be total survey plus total authority. Then you click here so that you can be able to see. If you run this one, you'll be able to find 27,000 plus 6 is equal to 87. Then you save. So query this one will be total survey local. So then we are going to find the total revenue generated. So the total revenue generated by the company for each service from all clients. So this one is repetition because you already have the total survey, you already have the total authority. So this one you just come here. So you're just going to come here to the query, and then you are going to create a query, and then you are going to use a query 2 because we had already created this one. So we are going to come here, and then you're going to take this one, survey, then local authority, then drilling cost, then pump cost, then you're going to take the dimension, and then we are going to find the total for all of them. So this one you're going to find the sum, the sum for all of them, sum, and then we find the sum. Then we find the sum. Then when you learn, it should be able to calculate for you all the amount. So for all the surfaces generated by company for all service from all client for each service. So what you're going to do now, you're going to come here and then you're going to change this SQL. For the first one is survey, so this one you can call it, this is total T survey, so the amount that will generated for all the survey. Then for local authority, so this one you can call it, so I'm trying to use a name that is easy to remember, total survey, total local, sorry, total local. Then we are going to is total voltage drilling, then ST pump, plumbing, then ST dime. So when you learn this one, so this one there must be a space. If you learn this one, you'll be able to understand that for the survey, this is the amount that was paid, total authority, this is the amount was paid, total drilling, total pumping, total dime. And then you can come here to confirm this one. So you can learn this query, sorry, not that one. So you can learn this query per client, and then if a survey is equal to 27 plus, so it should be, survey should be 27, that one is good. Then the other one is 50,000 plus 10,000, it should be 60. Then the other one is 225 plus 130, it should be 355. Then the other one should be 180,000, and then the other one should be, so you come here, should be total dimension 300,000 plus 300, so it should be 600,000. And then we just save total per client per service, and you'll find that, as I said, once you have created good tables, when it comes to query, it's very simple. You can be able to create the query in a simple way. So far our system is okay, and I said in the meantime I can go on changing something, but so far the system is good. We have been able to create the tables, relationship, the forms, the queries, and then the other thing that we should look at is what we call the reports, and then the dashboard or the main form. Then our system will be done. So after doing that, you're supposed to create a main form where, or the switchboard, where the user will be able to access all the controls for the forms, for the reports and other that you find necessary for your user. So what we do, I've already created this one. So I've taken a form, like we said, and then it's an empty form. And then maybe to display the date, you just come to design, and then you come to build event, and then you're just going to say the name of that text box value is equal to now, so that it can display the date. Then the other thing that maybe you should do is, if you want to put the controls, you can just come here. Maybe you can light the forms here. So you can come here, and then you want the forms to be displayed here. So here you can light the forms. So, and then you can come and format your work. So this one you can make it bigger, like 14. And I said I like using Times New Roman. Then you can make your font color to be this color. And then from there you can put let me see, you can put a rectangle here, below here, so rectangle like that one. Then you can format your rectangle. Back color should be, you can make it the same color but to be something, or let's use another color that is the same, so you can make it a bit shouting. So you can list this one. Then you can remove the borders. Border style, you can make it transparent. Then from there, what you're going to do is just simple. You're going to take a command button, then you're going to place there, and you can opt to code or not code. For my case, I just not code. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to form operation, and then you want to open a form. Then you go to the next one. Which form do you want to open? For example, you want to open the form, which one? You can start with form client. Then text should be, let's say, register client, and then you go to next, and then this is button client. Okay, then you finish. Once you do that, you can come and add another one. Then so this one, we also want a form operation. Open a form. Then we want to open form services, and then this one is surface. So this one you can see any is register service, register service, then button serve, then you can finish. So those are the main two things that you'll be doing in the form. So this one you can, then you can just, so you can first remove that one, then you can format these two of them. So the back color we can make it this, and then the fore color we can, the hover color we can make it yellow, with hover fore color being black, and the fore color for this one should be white. Okay, then you can put an image. So picture, let's see if they can find a picture here that you can be able to. So anything just for illustration, and then you want to be the picture to be, so let it be to the, yeah, that way. Then to give a service, you can come here and get an image. So let's see an image that we can use. You can just use anything. It's not a must that it should be related to what you're doing. So once you do that, this one you can try to make it. Then we can bring our, so those one will be the main forms that we'll be using. This one you can bring it here, bit here that way. Then we can put a line here. Then you can make it 3 or 4. Sorry. Or we can just close that one. Then we can also have other Ctrl-C, Ctrl-V. You can have other forms that you can put there. So those are the main forms that you'll be using. So the other one will be form operation. Then you want to open a form. And the form that you want to open is the form pump. Details. Pump. Plumbing, not pump. Okay. And this one should be button. Plumb. Then we can also have another one. So we want to capture all of these. Then the next one should be open a form. And from drilling, this one we want to. So this one, just in case you have not entered, this one is the one that you'll be used to enter all the details about drillings. So button drilled, then you finish. So this one you can then you can have another button, the last one, to this category. This one should be open a form. Then next, then we want to open the dimension. So this one will be entry. Then you can just finish that one. So as you have done with the others, so this one you're supposed to format it to look to be uniform. Sorry, before you move there, you can come here and format this one. So the background, you said you want this color. Then the hover color, you said you want yellow. Well, the hover color should be black for color, and this one should be white. Then from there you can come and put some images. Remember, you say the images should not be can choose the best image that you want. Then you can come here. I'm just trying to save your time. Then you can come here and add the so anything we do for now. So that is our form, our reports for our form. So if you click on of this, you'll find that it will be able to open a form. For example, if you click here, so if you click this one, it will open that form. If you click this one, it will open that form. If you click this one, it will open that form. If you click that one, it will open that form. If you click this one, it will open that form. Then the other thing that we should do is we can make our form a bit bigger. So we want our form to be a bit bigger, more than the way it is now. Yeah, that one will do. We can also come here and add some for the reports that we have. So we can come here and say, so this one we copy. So this one will be reports. And remember, this is not the only way that you can be able to create this one. You can choose another way to do that. You can also use the code, but I'm trying to save your time. So you want to report operation, and then you want to open a report. And the report that you want to open is the first one. So this one you can say all clients. And then you go there, you can just finish that one. Then we can add another one. This one you can call it report operation, open a report. Then you want to report on plugin. Then plugin reports. Then you just say okay and then finish. Then you come here and add another one. Then you can come here and we want report, so open a report. And the report total per service. This is this one is total per service. Then you go to the next one, you finish. Then you can put the last report that you have already created. The others you can add. Then report. Then you are going to open report. Then so this one will be total per client. So from there we are going to select all of these and we are going to format. So the back color, we can use another color, but from that one. And then the fore color can be white. And the hover color can be this one. While the fore color remains that. So you're also going to format this one. Then you're going to put this one there. Then this one you can reduce it. Then this one you can bring it here. So this one you can put images. So up to this for you almost finished the project. So even if you submit the project the way it is okay. No one will deny you marks. Then from there we can add just formatting this one. And the other one can add a picture. So once you do that, you can now come here and you open your report. Then when you click here, you'll be able to see the report. So when you click here, you'll be able to see report there. And also when you click there, you'll be able to see the report. So the reason why this one is not displaying because you have not set the properties. So we say this one, you come here and then you come to design, and then here you're going to put it as pop-up because there are other forms that are on pop-up mode. And then you just, if now you come here now in the project form, main form, if you click here you'll be able to see that one. If you click here you'll be able to see that one. If you click here you'll be able to see that one. If you click here you'll be able to see that one. So close. Then what is remaining, maybe you can put design, you can put a close button here. So here I can say close. No, I want to code this one, and property you can call it close me. Then we can come here and build event, and what you're going to do, you're going to do cmd dot close AC form. Then our form, that is form main, then AC safe yes. So obviously you'll have to format this one. So properties, we can make it make the back style, so the back color to be this one, not the border, but it's okay. So the back color to be red, then the fore color to be white, then the picture should be it should have a picture. You can look at exit or close, so anything will work. So that way, and then you can bring it here so that when you click on this form, you can just click here and close. So I've also been able to create the form user. So it looks like this. If you look at our user, you have these 3, 4, admin, those one. Then what I've done is I've created a form with username and password, and this one to change so that the user cannot be able to see the password. You come to data, then you format, input mask, you click here and then you select the password, cancel. Then from there, under the login button, I've created a query or a function that will be able to check what you have entered in your form. Is it the one that is stored in your database or in your form or in your table, sorry. Then once it finds that users are okay, you're going to get a message, welcome, your login successful, and then it is going to open the main form. And then in the main form there is a text box called text username, so it's going to display who has logged in, so you can see that. So if you log in with Karaoke, so this one is my name, Maina. So if you log in successful, you'll see that my name will appear here at the top. So that is all. You have your complete system now. You can be able to submit the way it is. So thank you for watching up to this point. Remember to subscribe. If you have a question or query, just comment. I'll be able to reply you within the time that I'll be free. Thank you for your time.